Today I'm going to be checking out the Ocean Way Studio Deluxe plugin from Universal Audio, which looks a little bit like this. Now, a little while ago, maybe a fortnight ago or something like that, the plugin came out, and not long after I watched a video by Universal Audio about this plugin. And there was just a couple of minutes within the video that sort of quickly glanced over the fact that there's a guitar cabinet emulation. So you don't only get the room kind of sounds from Ocean Way Studios and some of the consoles and compression and chambers, which is tons really, but you also get two cabinets that they emulated. And if you click on this, you can see there are two cabinets, a 4x12 80s era cabinet with vintage 30s and a 2x12 cabinet from the 90s with Alnico Blues. So yeah, I thought I'd check it out because he sort of glanced over it and I want to sort of look at it a little bit more in depth. So in this video, I'm going to use amp sims and a real amp through a load box and check it out, see what it sounds like, timestamps for everything below. Should also mention this is a demo version. So I didn't ask Universal Audio, even though we work with Universal Audio or Universal Audio Australia, I didn't ask them for a copy of this. This is a demo version. They didn't ask me to make a video of this. I'm just curious. So I'm making this video and I'm inviting you guys along. And anyone can download a free 14-day trial. You just need a UA Universal Audio account, which is free to get, and you can download and try their plugins. So let's quickly have a look at Ocean Way Studios Deluxe, the plugin. Famous Studios, Universal Audio went there and somehow through whatever wizardry they use, captured the space, the room sounds, and you can virtually place yourself in it. You've got Studio B, which is this one, and you've got Studio A. If you put your mouse over stuff with that little eye down here selected, if it's unclicked, it doesn't give you all that stuff, but if it is selected, it gives you sort of a quick explanation of what everything is. Within a studio also you can move around to where you are. You have a bunch of different microphones. You have 3 different microphone sets. You have closed mics and you can move them around. You have room 1 mics, which are sort of a little bit further away, and you've got room 2 mics, which are way further away, which you can move around. And then you've got a bunch of mics within each of these. You also have, if you click this on the right, you can have, depending on what studio you're in, you have different to the console. You've got channel strips, you've got volume, left, right, balance, high pass, low pass filter, and a phase inverter for each one of these mic combinations, right? So you can move stuff around via this way. You have volumes for it, pan it. You also have a wet dry mix of the whole thing. You can add pre-delay to it. You can change microphones, all that sort of stuff. If you go into the other studio, or Studio B, it's a different type of console. I guess they kind of match the color to what the console looks like. I don't know. You have on both, you have Pultec style EQ, you have a bunch of different compressors, so from 1176, LA2As, you can crush stuff, you have a 670, you've got all that stuff, you have that in both. And you also have the chamber reverbs, where you have 3 different types of chamber reverbs and a mix that you can apply to everything. You can get rid of all this stuff. These little buttons here turn this stuff on and off, so if you don't want that there, you can still turn stuff on and off, right, with this. Now, the interesting part for guitar players is they do have speakers. So if you click on speakers, they have a 4x12 cab, which is this 80s era vintage 30. When you do the guitar stuff, they kind of put it in Studio B and make the room smaller, but you can move it into other rooms. So vintage 30 4x12 and a Alnico Blue 2x12, so it looks like a Vox amp cabinet kind of thing that they captured. But let's go back into this, to the default kind of sound, and check it out. So to start off with, I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using Genome, right? And I've got this Cali Delight 57, just a Fender style, Tweed style kind of clean, running into a 1x12, which is this one, just to sort of check what it sounds like. Now, setup wise, to begin with anyway, I'm going to be using this rather lovely Gordon Smith The Gatsby guitar, which is lovely, and there's a full video for it up here. Now that goes via my Peter & Strobostomp HC tuner, which is always on my desk, into my Audient ID44 interface, and then straight into Logic. Now I'm going into the DI input, but a lot of interfaces may have DI inputs, or mic, or instrument, or mic level, or line level, or instrument level, or high Z or Z, or low Z or Z, or high impedance or low impedance input. So there's a lot of different terms used for the different inputs you have on interfaces. If this may be confusing to you, watch this video I've done a little while ago up here, and a link to the description below as well, where it goes through all the different stuff and it gives you different sound samples as well. If you plug into different things, how it sounds differently. Now, if we have Ocean Way Studios is off, we're just now in here. So this is kind of a bass sound that I just got. So tweed sound, a little bit of grit on it. Dig in. Play softer, there's less grit. So I've got currently the cabinet. There's no room or anything, it's just a cabinet with these two mics. Let us now, at the default sound, place it into Ocean Way Studios and see what it sounds like. So now you got only the room sound. So what if we want to put a little bit of dry mix into it? This thing doesn't work. We're currently set to remic. If you want to put some dry sound into it, because we've got the amp and cabinet dry sound, we just want to place it within that room. If you click on reverb, now this works. We can unsolo this and we can put a little bit of dry sound into it. So you have the dry sound as well as the reverb sound. It's quite a big room, so you can move, for example, the close mics. Let's move them right up close. It's meant for a drum kit, but just so you get the idea. We can mute the other two, so we just have the close mic. So now you have basically no room. We can also add a little bit of this, maybe a little less. That sounds pretty good. Maybe we can move that closer too. So if I make that louder, you can hear it better. So it's got that room sound to it. If we move it further back, maybe get a little bit more of that room sound. Let's put that down a bit, and then let's maybe do, I don't know, that even, let's go max distance with that. See, so just that sounds pretty cool if you turn it off. So you give some depth to the sound, right? Now we can also add EQ to it. So for example, let's say maybe the low end is a little bit boomy. Let's go down, maybe to 100 Hertz. That actually sounds pretty good. Maybe tiny little bit of sort of that really high end. Maybe a little less. I think that already sounds pretty good. Then we can add some compression. I want an 1176. Oh, that's a lot more touchy. Maybe not all compression, but a parallel. That sounds pretty good. And then we can even put chamber reverbs in it. So we can turn that on, and now we have a chamber reverb on top of that. You've got the amounts, that's kind of like your mix. And you have 3 different chambers. That one's a bit smaller. That's quite a nice one. It's big, but it's not sort of in a way. It sort of sits in the background. Just that sounds pretty good, I reckon. You can go into Studio A. Let's go to Studio A and check that out. So the EQ reset. You can actually go back to the other EQ. But we can just do that. We can cut a little bit of lows. Boost a little bit of highs. Come on. Maybe cut a little bit of the mids. can go to the acoustic space, for example, Studio B. So now in Studio B, that's a narrow space, slightly less room ambience. You can even turn all these down a smidge. Or actually, I mean, the other thing we could do is turn it up a bit and then just turn that more to dry. That sounds really, really good, but that's not really what we're here for. What we are here for is we want the cabinets. So let's try, actually, let's start off with a 2x12. So what I've got to do now is go back into here. Let's turn the cabinet here. This cabinet is now off, right? So that's been turned off. That's the power off. So now we just have this, right? We just have the amp. So if I turn this off, this is just a kind of horrible sounding direct sound, right? So now we have this. So one thing we got to do is we've got to go back to remic, because if we go to remic now, this is all wet again, because we want all wet because we want that cabinet. If you stick to reverb, you now have a wet dry mix, so you have that sound from the direct sound without a speaker coming through as well. So we're going to remic. Now we're using this. So now the only speaker cabinet you hear is this one. So now as well, we can mute all the other. Let's mute all that. Let's turn all that off. Actually, let's turn the dynamics off too. So that's just a close mic now, as close as it goes. We can maybe get rid of a little bit of bottom end. Quite like the bottom end. You can balance it. Left or right or center. You can get rid of some highs if you want. To me, it sounds pretty good like that. Now we can change microphones. So this is a U67. We can use an Roya 121. You can also have it on axis or off axis. Quite like that actually, although that's got a lot more body, but I quite like that. I probably like the 121 off axis. Actually no, maybe on axis, but then maybe let's roll off some bottom end. So I think that's a pretty good sounding cabinet emulation already, but now we can add the magic, which is the other room speakers, or room microphones. So now we have that room. I mean, there you can also change. So this is the actual sound. Maybe that one. Let's bring the other one back in. You can even on this one change a polar pattern, right? I like that. Maybe even bring in a little bit more of it. You can also phase invert it. Up to your taste, I guess. And then we've got the third one, the furthest away one. So let's turn that on. I like that one. But maybe a little less of that. Now we can do a pan the closer one that way and the other two that way maybe. I think that sounds pretty good. Let's go back here and give it a bit more kazungas. Just a little bit more. A smidge. I think that sounds pretty good. Now if we go to this, so with this maybe a little bit more, get rid of the bottom end. Maybe something like that. And then add in the dynamic. But I want an LA2A now for whatever reason. And I want some chambers. And I want the smaller one, and I want it to be medium. That sounds pretty good. Now let's try the same thing with the 4x12 cabinet. Exactly the same, just we're selecting a 4x12. So it has slightly different characters, so the mids are definitely different. I think that sounds pretty good. Now let's try the same thing with a real amp. Alright, I'm now plugged into the Angle, very awesome Angle, a RetroTube 100. You can watch a video about that up here. Now that goes via a Captor that you can't see, which is behind there. 2 notes Captor, with everything turned off, so it's just used as a load box, right? So I'm getting just a direct dry signal from the amp. So it's just coming out of the speaker out in the back, going into the load box, and then out of the load box straight into my interface, same as before, right? So let's use that same 4x12 cabinet with the Angle on a clean channel, and then we'll go to the dirty channel. That actually sounds really, really good. I don't think I would change anything then. Let's try the dirty channel. So we're now in the dirty channel of the Angle, which sounds like this. So if I turn that off, so yeah, that's what it sounds like. Sounds really, really good, actually. Let's try Studio A, right? Just for something different. Still the same. Everything is kind of the same. But I want more. chamber. Somewhere there. Pull some of that out. So we compress it a little bit more. Let's go to the stupid gain channel. I'm now the stupid gain channel with the two lights on. The boosted gain channel with the gate on as well, so there's less noise in the angle, and it sounds like this. And I mean, there's tons more you can do with it, but I just thought, just as a quick run through, I think it sounds really, really good. So whether you use an amp like the way I do, or you do reamping, or you use an amp sim, or anything really, you could use a preamp pedal of some sort. You could definitely use these things as well. Actually, if you want to see a video with these things, with that, let me know, and I'll see if I can do some more videos before this runs out, but be quick. Yeah, I think it's a really good sounding space. I mean, this is really just scratching the surface of it, but there's so much you can do with it. So you can use it as just to place yourself into the space virtually with your cabinets, with your recordings from your studio. But you can also take a line out of your amp through a load box. Just make sure you plug it into a load box. And place a cabinet virtually into there. You've got great sounding EQ, you've got great sounding compression, you've got really lovely reverbs. I mean, I think if anyone knows how to do reverbs and room sounds, it's Universal Audio. They do a killer job, I think, on these things as well. The room sounds in here really make these more than anything else. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you use this or any of the other kind of room emulations that UA or any other product really does. I've done a video of this Sun City Studios. Is that what they call Sun City Studios? Yeah, I think what it's called. Video was up there, which is really, really cool. So check all that stuff out. Thank you so much for watching. There's a playlist here for, let's say, all the UA stuff. And see you in the next one. Bye.